Hi everyone, welcome back to my social media snippets, and today I'm going to ask you a question. Are you digitally mindful? This means a number of different things to a number of different people. However, to me it means, are you conscious of both what you are putting out and also what you are consuming from a digital world? There is so much information out there at the minute. Not all of it's correct, in fact a lot of it isn't, and not all of it is certainly useful. I am somebody who gets very affected by what I consume in. That can be anything from news to people's opinions to music to movies. It really affects me and my mood. So I try my best to be digitally mindful whenever I can, and here's a few tips to try and help you do the same. So the first one is definitely the age-old saying that you get out what you put in. I try my best to make my social media feeds a place of positivity. I may take to my stories to share if I am having a bad day, and I'm certainly not fake. However, it's important to me that what I consume is positive, and so that's what I try and put out there. I also try my very best to never share a link of any information that's not verified, and I always try and keep any political or opinions such as that very much to myself. There's enough people out there who are sharing these things, and I certainly don't need to add to it. I also try and keep any negative opinions to myself regarding other people or any products out there. If there's something I've used that I don't like, I probably just won't mention it unless I'm directly asked. Same with other people and their opinions. I'll never drag somebody else down over social media, and I certainly won't highlight anybody for any mistakes or anything like that. At the end of the day, you have to think, would you want to read this yourself if it were written about you? And if the answer to that is no, don't post it. The second thing I do is I turn my notifications off. The only thing that notifies my phone is Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, and my messages, and the phone itself. Other than that, every single app has its notifications off. It is so overwhelming when you are constantly being bombarded by notifications of every different app that you've got on your phone, of which there are probably a lot. So I make sure that notifications are off for everything. I will check it when I check it. If there's a new feature, if there's new items added, whatever it is, I will find out when I am good and ready. I don't need to be bombarded with things that I don't really need to see. I also make sure that I down my screen time. The screen time monitor on the iPhones has been a big eye-opener to me, especially when one went over 8 hours for one day. That's insane. I do now work from my MacBook, which is a lot more convenient for me, as there's the physical action of picking it up and putting it down, whereas your phone is generally always in your hand. So I've really made sure that I've cut down on my screen time overall. What I've also done is hit that unsubscribe button. We are flooded by so many newsletters, so many things that come into our inboxes all of the time, that I make sure that at least once a month I go through and I click unsubscribe on anything that I either don't need anymore or that I never signed up to in the first place. The other thing that I do is I unfollow all the groups. So the only group that I follow on my social media, on my Facebook, is the local group in which I live, and that's just because I might need the information. Other than that, I am a member of a lot of different groups, and they are all unfollowed to make sure I'm only seeing the information that is relevant to me at that time. For me, I think the most important thing that you can do is to just be digitally mindful. Just think, what are you putting out there into the world and what are you taking in? It's okay if you want to be one of those accounts that shares all the highs and lows, and that is absolutely fine, and that is fine for you. However, be mindful that there are people who won't want to see that and therefore may not follow you, and that's okay too. And there are also people out there who only post the positivity, and that is also okay. Just be mindful of what it is you want to consume and what you want to put out there. And as I say, just try and remember, would you want to read this if it were about you? If the answer to that is no, don't post it. I hope this was kind of helpful. Let me know. Bye.